What is up, and welcome back to the Daily Traders Podcast. Today we're here at the FX Summit with our special guest, Anthony's World. Now,
Yes.
Anthony is the founder of Top Tier Trading.
Yep.
It's good to have you on, Anthony.
I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate it.
So, for those who don't know you, tell us a bit about yourself, just briefly how you got your start in trading.
Yeah, so my name is Anthony Williams, but everyone knows me as Anthony's World. I started trading 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago now. Took me like 4 or 5 years to become profitable, and it's just been a fun journey and a battle ever since then. And I actually found trading through a friend that I went to middle school with, and he was trading, and it just randomly popped up, and I was like, fuck, I want something I want to do. Learned it, spent 5 years studying it.
That's
And
super cool.
Yeah.
So I want to know what motivated you to enter that first trade.
Honestly, I just entered the first trade. I actually just did a video on this, right? I entered the first trade, and I just fucking just did it. Like, I was like, I never saw a chart or nothing. And then I literally just went straight live into live money, $100, placed it in there, boom, and that's what I did.
What was your first trade?
I traded Euro GBP at a penny lot.
And how'd that go?
I basically lost like 4 cents, but that's because of spread and swap, because I saw it go into profit, and I instantly just closed, and I was like, yes. So, like, yeah.
So, what's your trading style, if you want to describe it?
So,
in a couple sentences?
my trading style is, I pretty much, so like what I did differently was I studied everything. Like everything from harmonics to like fibs to fib extensions to divergence to trend continuations to trend line breakouts. Like I studied it all, right? And so like the number one thing that I would say that I did was, in the journey of learning everything, it was really cool. Like I got to like build my own thing. And so like now, like people ask me all the time, like, can you explain how you trade? And it's like, I just trade so many ways that this is just how it is. And like for me, my eyes just see it. But like I have this new trade I came up with, I call it the swoopity swoop. I just like try to like make fun of like the entire industry, and because like everyone's always coming up with some weird fucking names for some weird shit.
So true.
And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna create something called the swoopity swoop, and I created it. And essentially it's just like after a shark fin, a little pullback on the 800 and the 200 moving average cross, when it retests the 15 or the 50. A lot of people just use it as 38.2, but like I just see it easier if after the shark fin it's going to pull back and then create a divergence move. So I'm actually catching both sides of the divergence, and if I'm wrong on the divergence, then I'm also still, I just hedge and I still in my same position, so I'm always in profit.
Okay, dang.
So yeah.
All right,
But
well-
after 10 fucking years, you know, you kind of learn a lot of shit about the market.
I'm sure. And we were just saying right before we started, your biggest loss in one day was what?
4.2.
4.2 million. How did
Yeah.
you take that experience and that loss and then make yourself a better trader?
Well, on the bright side, it was all profit. It was all profit. So I had an experience where I actually had an algorithm trading for us, and I didn't watch it, and the dude that was trading it, it was like just one of those things where it just kept happening, and all of a sudden I look at it, like I look at the screen, and I haven't looked at it in months, and we had 3.6 million in the account, but the account was negative 3.3 million. So I had $300,000 in equity in the account, and actually in 6 months I was able to take that same account and hedge in and out of positions to 17 million in 6 months. And like I was like no one, like everyone always calls it bullshit, but like I literally have it all posted on the internet. I documented everything, every trade I ever took, how I do it. That's how I got the name Mr. 1,000 Lots, because I had to hedge 1,000 lots and keep scaling in and out of 1,000 lots. And that's literally, and then I turned it to 17 million, and I actually fucking accidentally closed positions.
How do you
of
accidentally
4.2.
How do you accidentally close?
Dude, I was half asleep, fucking laying in my bed, rolled over, and fucking hit the button. Literally, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's exactly what happened. So the count was at 17 million. I lost 4.2.
Yeah.
It came down. I ended up taking out 10 million of the account.
Wow.
And that 10 million started from. How much did that 10 million start at?
300,000.
300,000.
Well, 300,000 in hedging, because I was negative 3.3 million in a $3.6 million account.
Okay, that's
But that
insane.
wasn't my fault. I never got that negative to begin with. It was the algorithm that did it.
So, okay, if you were to look at someone and you look at their lifestyle and their habits, right away, would you be able to tell whether they're going to be a profitable trader or
No,
not?
absolutely not. Because like, if you looked at my lifestyle, my habits before I started trading, like they were way different. I feel like you have to take trading as is. You have to take it as what it is, as how it is, and what it is, and like what you can actually do in order to become successful in trading. Because you're gonna change. If you do not allow trading to change you, then trading will not change your life. That's simply it. Like you have to unfold into what it is. I always say that trading is the hardest, easiest thing you'll ever do. You have to allow it to build you up, tear you down, and then rebuild you. Like trading for me, like built who I am as a character. Like I'm a risky trader. I'm risky in life. Like it's just it goes in flow. So find who you are, but don't be afraid to like change with it.
Where was your rock bottom in your trading career?
4 years in.
4 years in. You had your rock
4 years
bottom.
in, lost like I had a really good business before, but 4 years into trading, I pretty much just burnt all my money trading.
Doing just losing,
Yep.
like
Thinking I had it figured out, lose it. I lost it all to a point to where like I was sleeping in my car.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I went from like being like 17 years old, at 17 having 3 cars, living in a nice apartment, nice condo, everything, to then basically having to live in my car, my
And
one car.
You just want to quit at that point, or were you like, no, fuck that, I'm gonna keep going?
No, I literally did. I literally wanted to quit. And so the story, what happened is after all that happened, I actually had to get a job. And I owned my own business before, so I had to get a job. I went and sold cars for 2 weeks at a place, and I made like $4,200, like $4,300, and I instantly put half of it into a trading account, and I actually flipped that account. That was the start of it. I flipped that account. I literally said, "This is my last time I'm depositing money." I said, if I don't fucking make it here, I'm done. I got to figure something else out.
Really?
And I actually flipped that account to about 15,000.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep, I flipped that account in 2 weeks. I quit my job. I literally quit my job. The day I got the check, I quit my job, put $2,000 in, and I said, I'm gonna focus on this my last time. Did it. I flipped it to like 14 grand, took out 10, went and got myself an apartment, and with that $10,000, went and got myself an apartment, left the 4 in there, and then ever since then I was building, and I started realizing like, oh my God, I could do this, and I was making like 1,000 a week. Like,
Wow.
right, just 1,000 a week after that on that account, making that 1K, making that 1K, boom, 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 boom. And then I started teaching and started helping with people like that. And then that's when shit really started allowing me to actually scale and grow. Because when I started teaching people, I didn't have to take money out of my trading account to pay.
Yep.
To pay myself. And so then after, when I was able to do that, then it was really good.
Yeah. So you think anyone like trying to get into trading should have like a second stream of income?
Absolutely. There is no reason. And like people always like get mad at the people that are teachers or trader mentors and shit. And it's like, why the fuck would you not? Like it makes no logic sense. Like I'm here to grow and make money and fucking conquer everything, right? So why the fuck am I gonna stop at just trading?
Yeah.
Like no, I want multiple businesses. Like there's not a real estate agent out there that doesn't want to own real estate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
There's
true.
not a real estate agent out there that doesn't want to own real estate and fix and flip. Like there's none of that stuff, right? So you need to like, I think everyone wants to keep growing. Like why wouldn't you like teach and spread your knowledge? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm sure you found, like as I have, that like teaching people, you actually become a better trader yourself.
Oh, absolutely. I quit. So I haven't taught in 4 years.
Really?
Yeah. So I got rid of everything. I haven't taught in 4 years, and I actually just started building a course. I'm actually using AI to help me build the course.
Really?
Yeah, it's really fucking cool actually, and I'm learning a lot right now as I'm making these videos and stuff. But I'm using AI in order to create this course. And like a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, that's cheating." It's like, no, the fuck, it's not. Just figure it out. Like
Yeah.
just because someone uses AI doesn't mean like you could actually you got to learn how to ask AI the right questions, right? And so like, but to be honest with you, I don't want to create a video on like the history of Fibonacci. Why the fuck would I want to do that? Like that makes no fucking sense. Like I would never do that, right? So I'm using AI to help me, and it's actually helping me a lot. And then teaching, and then I'm gonna do a class and everything like that. It's gonna be cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how are you using AI in your trading today?
So I don't use AI in my trading. I just use it right now for helping me simplify terms in ways that I could never explain. I could never explain like the history of Fibonacci, like a computer can. Like it's not like feasible. You know what I mean? So with that being said, like you have to make sure that it's good. It's good. So that's what I do.
I just want to take a second to thank this episode's sponsor, thedailytraders.com. Now, if you're interested in learning how to trade in the stock market, I just opened enrollment for my mentorship group where I'm giving you access to see my exact trades in the stock market. So I'll post my entries and I'll post my exits. I'm either making or losing money with full transparency. Enrollment is now open, so if you click the first link in the description below, hit the apply now button, fill out that short application, and if qualified, someone from my team will be reaching out. All right, we hope you guys are enjoying this episode. Let's continue. Do you think you were naturally like talented or had the right, kind of skill sets to become a trader, or you developed those and you just found a passion for it?
No, I was the person that was very just entrepreneurial.
Okay.
I was like 13 selling golf balls.
Same.
Like I was just
Yeah.
entrepreneurial.
We
So
were
like I
always
didn't
like
know
that.
what I was going to be successful at, but I knew I was going to be successful at something. Right?
Yeah.
And so like that's how it started.
So anyone who wants it bad enough can.
Yeah. I mean, but like
Figure it
I
out.
said, it took me 5 fucking years. Like it took me 5 years. Like if someone comes in here and expecting, so like people get mad when I'm like, no, you need to put the fucking work in. You need to put the work in. You need to do your thing, right? Like don't get mad when I tell you that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you were saying you had the early success. You were 17, had 3 cars. You had a nice apartment. Going back, I imagine you wish that you would have saved a little bit of your money, because when that did happen, and you did end up.
Well, that's the thing is I
losing.
saved all my money. I saved a lot of money when I was that young.
Really?
But I lost it all due to trying to learn how to trade.
Okay. Oh, because you didn't make all that money initially trading. You made it. How did you buy those 3 cars in the apartment at 17?
We owned our own business. We owned our own company at 17. So like, yeah, I was able to do a lot of cool stuff with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty successful company. For 17, making 80,000 a year that's a lot of
Dang.
17, 18 making 80,000 a year, 50 to 80,000, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I didn't have nearly the expenses I have now, and back, not to mention that's 10 years ago. My apartment was like $800 on the water. now that same apartment's like probably like 4,000.
Dang.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like
So I mean that, like, going from that and then all of a sudden to literally having to live out of your car, and then go to a sales job just to like make ends meet. I feel like most people at that point would have just said, all right, trading isn't the path I should take, but you actually doubled down.
Yeah.
And so at what point? Because do you believe that there is such thing as like, oh, this isn't meant for me?
No, I don't. I truly don't believe in that in life. I think you can do anything. Anyone can do anything in life. I really believe that like I think it just boils down to putting the fucking work in. Like that's simply what it is. Cause like I mean, to be honest with you, you could tell me right now it would take me 10 years. It would have took me 10 years. Like I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, but for 10 years, I would have still done it.
How do you have that mindset? Because for a lot of people, if I was to say, hey, Mark, if you were to post YouTube videos every single week for 10 years, it's almost inevitable. I tell anyone that. It doesn't matter if they're, a YouTube genius or not. You tell anyone with that type of consistency, you're going to be successful. It would, everyone would be like, yeah, if you post a YouTube video every single week for a 10 years straight, you're gonna have, you're gonna have a lot of followers and you're gonna have a successful career at the end of it. But for a lot of people, even though they understand it and they believe it, that actual follow through and consistency and putting in that work with those long-term goals is extremely hard. And if that, if it was easier to recognize, I feel like we'd see a lot more success.
Yeah.
And a lot, so what enabled you to kind of see that long-term vision and understand that this is going to take time and be okay with that?
I just knew.
You just knew.
I just knew. I didn't know. It didn't matter what it was for me. At the end of the day, like a lot of people, like obviously I'm labeled as a trader, but like I'm an entrepreneur. It didn't matter. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter what it was gonna be, what it is. I was gonna be successful at anything I touch, and that same mindset is a mindset now that's like pretty much anything that we touch.
Anything you
It
touch
turns
will turn to
to
gold.
fucking gold.
Yeah.
Same mindset.
You were just saying that.
I literally, so we were going through the food line, and this guy had a very nice suit jacket on. I said, hey, man, I like your jacket. He said, thanks, from like this Italian designer. And we ended up talking. I found out this guy just recently sold this, or 4 years ago, he sold his company for $360 million to the Cox family.
Epic.
So I hear this. He's a really cool, genuine guy. So I ended up getting his number, and then we're sitting next to each other at one of the events. We're just talking, and he's like, dude, like, let's get out of here. So we ended up going to sit at this like lunch table, and we talked for about an hour straight. And what he said after talking to me, he said, and this isn't, I'm not like beating my own drum. I'm just saying what he said is like, anything you do will be successful. Anything you touch will turn to gold. And I don't think it was just him, complimenting me. He was saying like, that's the mindset
You have to
that
have.
you have to have.
Yep.
And it's that like fundamental belief that anything but it's a one thing, and again, this is kind of what I was talking about. It's like that, that like if I told you that carpet is blue, you'd be like, yeah, it's blue. If I told you, this is the FX Summit, you're like, yeah, we're at the FX Summit.
Yeah.
But it's like you believe that.
Yeah.
But if I told you that you're going to be successful in 10 years, it's like, oh yeah, no, you're speaking facts. But it's like, do you really believe that as much as the fundamental truth that carpet is blue?
So like I'm a big believer in the mindset. So I actually there's a book called The Magic of Believing. By Claude Bristol. I listened to it every single day for 3 years in a row. And it's if you put it on speed, you can listen to it in 4 hours. And I listen to it every single day. And that was a big factor in my life, is because I truly believe that, it's the belief and the mindset.
Yeah.
You have to have the belief and the mindset.
What was that book again?
Magic of Believing. It's one of the
Magic of
most
Believing.
amazing books. I promise you, it'll change your life.
Okay.
I listened to it every single day for 3 years.
Wow.
Even if I was asleep, I would play it.
That's insane.
Are there any other
Can you-
rituals like that you kind of implement in your life?
I mean, they've always changed, but I've always had something. One thing that's been very consistent to me is some type of activity every day, like something active every day, and water. Like, I know it's weird, but like I literally, water is like a huge thing for me. Water is a huge thing for me. I make sure I drink a glass of water like first thing I do in the morning. Like literally save it there. That's a huge thing for me. So like, I don't know why it's weird.
Yeah,
but, like,
hydration is
people
key.
don't realize that like, you cannot, your organs can't function unless you, like, after sleeping, unless you put like some type of like water, and like essentially water. And so like now it's evolved to salt water and lemon. Salt water and lemon.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Exactly.
What was your biggest win? And then we can wrap things up with a little inspiration.
So my biggest win on one singular trade,
Yeah.
only 800,000.
Okay.
Like
All right.
it was like 890.
Only 800,000.
But like I said earlier, like my biggest win was when I actually traded the account, like, and got out of that. Like,
300 to-
I've had very, very good like success in that world of trading and long-term trading. But like one trade, I placed 1,000 lots. It was Euro USD, and I called. It was like 80 something, like 89, 90 something pips on EU.
So what did that translate to?
About 800 and between 800 and like
Yeah.
850,000,
Okay.
somewhere in that, like 890, something like that. I don't remember exactly.
And when was that?
That was 2 years ago now. And everyone now comes to me and they're like, "Why aren't you placing thousands of lots anymore?" and all this stuff. And it's like, sometimes it's exhausting. Like this is the thing about in the internet, and I need to tell people, and they need to realize like people got mad at me because I posted a trade the other day, and like I made 10 grand in one day, and they're like, "Oh, like you must have not really been what you said you were," and it's like, no, it's just that I sometimes in life, like, I'm busy, and like placing a standard on US 30 is like a lot sometimes. And
Yeah.
I mean, I still made 10 grand in one day, and they're like, what happened to the $100,000 days? And I'm like, they're there, but like, you know, like 10 grand in a fucking day. I remember when I used to dream of 10K in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to think that like that would be my solve all problems.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't know. So like that's the big thing, is like I celebrate the small wins just as I celebrate the big wins.
Yeah.
Because like being consistent is the big thing.
Yeah,
you have to
rewarding yourself
constantly
consistently.
celebrate the small wins, because if you don't, then like what are you doing it for?
Well, it's also what about the losses? Because you can't get too down.
I mean, for me, when it comes to losses, like it's just another thing. Like it's just part of
Yeah.
the journey. I don't know. It's just part of the game. Like if you do not have losses, then like if anyone shows me they haven't, like lost trades before, it's like you're fucking lying.
What's a way you've been able to internalize that losing is part of the game? I've heard people use metaphors such as you're, trading is a business, and your losses are simply your rent and your product cost, your profit margins.
Well, how I do it is I just look at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the year, if I'm profitable, I'm profitable.
Yeah.
Like it's just part of the game. Like you look at my screen, like I have accounts where like literally I've had like $1 million in account, and I've put like, I don't know, I'll lose like 250,000 in a month, and then next month I'll make 400 grand, and then you go back and you look at it and you're like, okay, well I'm net positive, right?
Yeah.
Like just staying consistent. Like I mean, I can show people like how much I've lost, 200,000 a day.
Yeah. You can't focus on the week to
Yeah.
week or the month. You look at the long-term goal.
Yeah.
If you could just pull away, you're talking about this book, the what is it? The belief in
The magic of believing.
Magic of believing.
Yeah.
I was going to say the belief in believing. So the magic in believing. What are you? I mean, you're clearly an expert. At this point, you got to be an expert on the book. What are like the 3 main takeaways?
How you say things is very important. And then like and then you actually have to believe them. And like, like everyone's obviously heard of the book The Secret, right?
Yeah.
And what really changed it for me was like, instead of being like, how do you explain this? Like a lot of people are like, I don't want to be sick. Like they'll like put on their like board, like, I don't want to be sick. Well, you're still attracting sick, because that power of that belief is sickness, right?
Yeah.
And so you're still, even though you're putting don't, so like how you say things is like, I am healthy. It's like more of like the things that I would say like are like big crucial, is like how you actually like go about the belief inside of what you're actually saying. Because a lot of people are like, I want to be wealthy, instead of I am wealthy.
Yeah, I totally agree
So
with
it's like
that.
those little like changes, and that's what the book like really actually focuses on. Heavy focuses on is those little changes in your vocabulary and how you speak. Like if you look at my phone,
It's like if you say it, you believe it, it'll come true.
I am connected. I am informed. I am rich. I am happy.
I love that.
Like that's like literally what it says.
I love that, bro. Look at my.
So I keep that.
Just like.
Yeah. So like that's like I mean I got my girl as my lock screen, but like if you look here, it's like it says 100 million because that was my goal this year.
Wow.
That was our goal as a company,
Yeah.
and so like
And you hit
what
that?
people don't realize, not yet.
Oh yeah, just fuck. It's still.
Yeah,
it's
we still
only
got
halfway
6
through the
months,
year.
man.
Yeah.
I'm good, but I ain't that good yet. Dog. I'm good, but I ain't that good yet. So like that's the big thing that we're trying to do is like really keep growing and really keep building in that, but like tricking your mindset into like believing that everything that you do is there.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I used to write everything down in a book.
and then
I am a millionaire. Not I will be a millionaire.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
Made a
the big
video
thing
about
is
that.
people don't realize that. Like they're like, I want to be this. It's like, no, you actually like I'll never like I remember like driving my fucking Camry,
everyone wants
like
to be
thinking
rich.
it was a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, like but put that shit in action. Like when I tell you I literally used to like sit and guess what? I've never owned a Lamborghini. So but like I seriously like I always wanted a Lamborghini. I thought it was like my car, but I never owned one. But like the big thing was, man, is like having that belief behind it. Like like you have to fucking know.
Yeah.
You have to fucking know that like this is it for you. Like this is it. And like people like been doing it for like 5, 6 years, 7 years. They're like, oh my God, you know, like it's taking so long. It's like, no, it's not. You need to fucking have that belief in yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the
And
most
then-
powerful thing there is.
And then you talked about the what you say, but it's not only. Or I'm curious to hear your take on this. It's not only like I'm saying, oh, I don't want to be poor, or
Yeah.
I am a millionaire. It's also what goes on in here, like your internal.
Yes, and like saying it out loud and writing it down. Like I truly believe in like me. Like I talk to myself all the fucking time in my head. Like my head, like if people heard myself talk to myself, they'd be like, "This dude's fucking nut job," and I probably am a little bit, but fuck it, right? So, but like I believe in doing all 3 actions: writing, speaking, and hearing it in myself. So therefore, I'm always constantly. It's always in there. Like it's not like there's not one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you have to write it down. Like anyone that writes it down and doesn't say it out loud, you're only doing half the job.
Yeah.
And you can't expect full results if you're doing half the job.
Yeah.
So do all 3 of them.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Totally. So
Yeah.
you probably attribute more than half your success to up here.
Oh, I would contribute all of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
It's easy. Like charting and fucking trading is easy. Building companies is easy. It's all about convincing your mindset and your power of your mind.
I love that.
Sweet. I think that's a great note to end it
All
on.
right.
Love
seriously.
it. I love it.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Anthony.
Yes, I
you
appreciate
coming
it.
on.
I appreciate it. And make
Hope
sure
you guys did enjoy.
and
Where
make
can
sure you're
where
at
can they
FX
find
Summit.
you? Oh yeah.
This year, like
come
yeah.
to next year's FX Summit
Yep.
2024.
So-
Where can people find you?
_ Anthony's World _ on Instagram, Anthony's World on YouTube. It's pretty much Anthony's World everywhere, and obviously top tier trader.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank
Love
you,
it.
Anthony.
Let's go.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Later.
Peace.